So I definitely wanted to talk to you about SARMs and basically just like, I know, like, obviously, you don't know everything about it, but just your experience with it. So can you kind of briefly tell us, like, what is SARMs and what is it used for?
Oh, sure. So SARMs, they are a PED, like a performance enhancing drug. They're not steroids. They're very different from steroids, and they're also not as effective as steroids. Um, and I think it's selective androgen receptor modulator, something like that. And there's a lot of um, uh, different SARMs that fall under that category. So there's ones that are better for cutting. There's ones that are better for building. Some of them are really good for your joints. So they fall a little bit more under the realm of biohacking, um,
Okay.
and they are. It's kind of like they're not federally regulated, but you can also buy them super easily. Um, when you go up to Canada, like I was at the Toronto Pro Show, because it's super legal, like it's very easy up there. There were just like a ton of SARMs booths, and you could just walk up and talk to people about them. Don't see that here, but still they're available everywhere.
Oh, wow.
So I found them. I think I had heard about them through bodybuilding, and I had just said no, like I want to stay completely natural. And then a couple years ago, when I was still just like totally off season, I was starting to hear friends who are not even bodybuilders talk about them, and they were like,
Mm-hmm.
"Yeah, I feel really good," and it's kind of just like another supplement, and it's not federally regulated, so we don't technically know how we don't really know like how dangerous they could be long term if you took like a whole bunch. So of course you still want to be careful. But I was hearing reports from people saying that they felt really great and that their joints felt great and they felt strong. So I started asking around and doing some research, and then I decided to try Ostarine first, which
Okay.
is meant for strength building, um, and joint health. So there's a lot of people who actually just take it for their joints, and
Mm.
people say that they feel like their joints are like lubed up from them. So you just feel like you're like moving better. So I tried a really low dose. I was really just curious, and I was like, I don't have a competition or anything. Like I can play with my body right now and like see what works and what doesn't. And I loved it. Even at a low dose, I think it was like 10 milligrams. I ended up going up to 12 and a half, and that's usually where I stay. And I haven't done it in a long time because Jamie liked how much muscle I have, so she didn't want me to put on any more. And like IFBB bikini, they're trying to get the girls actually a little bit smaller and more feminine. So we went away from anything that would build. But
Okay.
I love Ostarine, and I mean, a lot of my friends use it and they love it too.
Okay, and then like this is kind of a silly question, but after you tried it, how long did it take for you to see results?
Like 1 to 2 weeks,
Wow.
I would just like see a better pump in the gym. I feel it in about 1 to 2 weeks. I think that I'm a good Austrian responder. Like I have friends who hate it too,
Mm.
and who like actually doing like an anavar, or who are just don't want to take anything. But as soon as I jump on, like I start to feel really good. So,
That's awesome. Why do you think more girls in the industry don't talk about things like this?
I think that people are afraid that there will be the perception that they're cheating in some way or that they're
Okay.
getting help. I think that I think a lot of people want you to believe that it's just they're a really hard worker. They're like, that's
Mm-hmm.
it. I just work my ass off. And I mean, they still do. Like, I know that they still do, of course. But I think that they just would never want someone to be like, oh, well, you had some extra help. Um, and then there's also um, maybe they don't know enough about them to talk about them. And they might not. I think that there's like, it's kind of dangerous territory. Like, the more that you talk about something that you use, the more it sounds like you're promoting it. And
Yeah.
then, like, do people think that I'm like promoting performance enhancing drugs? Which is like, I'm super careful about that on Instagram when I talk about SARMs. I try not to be like, I tried to just tell people, like, this is what worked for me, but it might not work for you.
Exactly. I mean, you can kind of see it that way with anything that you're talking about. You're talking about pizza. Oh, she's, repping
Right. Yeah.
repping like, Pizza Hut or whatever. But no, I mean, I understand it's a lot more serious than that. But I think that that's amazing that you're able to talk about it and kind of just give us a little bit of like your insight and your experiences on kind of, just what happened when you use them and the benefits that you've been able to gather from using them. Has there been any side effects using this for you anyways?
The only time I ever felt anything was if I took the dose up too high when I wanted to kind of play around and see if I could push it higher,
Okay.
I would get a headache. And it's literally like wasn't unbearable or anything, but I just knew, okay, that's too high. And then I would bring
Yeah.
it down because I have girlfriends who are the same size as me and who take 25 milligrams and feel great. So when I was on 12 and a half feeling good, I was like, well, okay, well, let me take it up to 17 and a half or 20. And then I was like, oh, okay. And then I had to kind of like step back and go, all right, 12 and a half is good for me.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Hana. Like
Yeah.
this is so exciting to be able to talk to you about,
Yeah.
this. And I hope that this encourages other girls to talk about it. And,
I hope so.
yeah, it's just so nice to kind of just know what's out there. And, I was talking to my friend about it. It's kind of like contraceptives, like we're all gonna, do the do, but
Right.
we want to know how to do the do,
I know.
properly or safely and stuff. So it's nice to be able to talk with you
Yeah,
about
I
it.
hope that it's not like a taboo forever because it just is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that I am ever transparent about anything is because I know that there's a girl starting out in the NPC and she might need to know what's going on, and I don't want her to have unrealistic expectations. And I don't know, I just think that education's better than trying to just tell people, yeah, so I don't know, I'm gifted, I'm motivated every day,
Yeah.
I work really hard and that's all, because it's like, no, not really. Like I need things. I need whether it's supplements like creatine or if it's something like Ostarine, like, yeah, I need stuff to help me get through workouts and to give me an edge, so that I can do what I do.
Yeah,
So
exactly. And I think
yeah.
that's great because I remember being that girl. Well, I'm still that girl, but I'm just like, how do they look like that? Or, like, what is it? What
Right.
does it take? Or,
And you're
stuff like
probably
that.
learning, right?
Yeah,
You're probably
I mean, I'm
online.
learning about it,
Yeah.
but it's making me feel a lot better. It's making me feel
Right.
like, okay, I made this choice. If I'm going to, compete with these girls, knowing that this is what's out there, then just realize that like that's what it is instead of feeling
Right.
like I'm doing something wrong. So it just makes
Right.
me feel great, doing what I'm doing. So I
Yeah.
so
Exactly.
appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm excited for our episode to drop.
I know, me too.